Episode 5. How do you want to kick this off?
Let's talk basketball. The All-Star starters came out recently. Some surprising names on there. Some guys got dubbed.
What's it? Trae Young, starter.
Trae Young starter. I agree.
I mean, he's been playing nasty. I'm not gonna give it to him that. And Luka's a starter. Both 2-year guys.
Well-deserved. I think both well-deserved. I mean, Trae Young's been balling. The Hawks are just not good.
Who's the other guard for the East? Is it Kemba?
Kemba's on there.
I don't know about Kemba.
I don't know about that pick. Odd pick. Definitely.
JoJo, 3rd year in a row starter.
It looks like the West is going to dominate the East.
I mean, I feel like the West always dominates the East no matter what. The West is always better. They have more well-rounded players.
The West is always better.
West is always better than the East. That's why they switched up the game. I was about to say game mode like it was Call of Duty. Games type. So now it's like a pick.
Yeah.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah, but you have to pick from your conference.
You have to pick from your conference?
Yeah.
Wait, then what's the point?
No, you don't. No, that's a lie. Yeah, so Giannis is going to pick, and so is LeBron.
Oh,
and they
so
can pick
it's still the
want.
team, yeah. When you
But
said conference, I was like...
It's going to be like Team LeBron versus Team Giannis, but it's going to be full of people from different
conferences.
Different conferences.
Yeah, when you said same conference, I'm like, so pretty much East versus West.
Yeah, it's not that anymore.
All right. Super Bowl's coming up. Huge game.
Niners, Chiefs.
Niners, Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs as well.
I don't know.
And I'm rooting for Andy Reid. I don't know if you saw this tweet by Angelo Cataldi, but it was like how he's not supporting Andy Reid at all, and like he will not have Andy Reid on his show. He runs show on the radio, if you didn't know. I think it's 94.1.
WP?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Pretty popular show. It's been going on for like 2 decades, I think. And it was on Twitter, and everyone in the comments was like, I won't be watching, I won't be watching, because Angelo was just bashing Andy Reid. But really, I think as Eagles fans, we got to respect Andy Reid for what he did. He coached probably top 2 best QBs in Eagles franchise history.
With Donovan McNabb? Yeah, he's pretty good. And then we got to root for Shady, too.
Yeah.
Love Shady. Here's the thing, though. 16 years of Andy Reid, I mean, no matter what, he's a Hall of Fame coach, I think. But if he gets this ring, it obviously cements he's a Hall of Fame coach. But if he loses this, what do you think?
I still think he's a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of accolades to show for it, but
not at all.
He's been coaching for so many seasons, and he's been winning so many seasons.
I want to know what his win-loss ratio is, because it's got to be insane. Because I feel like he's had, like, a lot of 10-win teams. Because I know for the Eagles, they went 10-6 a lot under him, but still. But his clock management has to be on point.
Yeah.
No matter what. His clock management stinks, but it's got to be good. But then you got to think about all his weapons he's got.
I mean, the Chiefs are
how many yards?
Crazy talented. And honestly, like, not only do I want the Chiefs, but I think they're just a better overall team.
The Niners' defense, though, is nuts. It's absolutely insane.
It's crazy, but their defense is crazy, but it's basically going to be like a defense versus an offense. And as you've seen in the past with, like,
it's always a defense
the
versus
Seahawks, it's you know what I mean? Like, one team always has a great defense better than their offense. You know what I mean? And as we've seen in the past, the Seahawks, who always had like the best defense in the league, won a few chips.
They won one.
Won one. But defense usually beats offense. But I still have the Chiefs winning.
Is it? I think Andy's the 7th all-time winning coach. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. So he's top 10. So yeah. So there's only 5 coaches that don't have any rings that are in the Hall of Fame. Only 5 coaches. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I know
Andy Reid has that. He's got that in the bag.
I don't know, man. What else was I gonna say? Shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, what's gonna be the yardage difference between Jimmy Garoppolo and Patrick Mahomes? Because I think Jimmy Garoppolo is gonna have 30 handoffs, at least.
Oh, easily.
That's the over on that.
He's not Super Bowl ready.
I know. I think he's Super Bowl ready because he's been there with the Pats. It's just the run game that the 49ers have is insane.
It's
They have 3 solid running backs that they just keep on. Like, their blocking is nuts, so that's why everybody's going off. Like, what was his name? I want to say it wasn't Mozart, but it was like some monster or somebody. 220 yards, 4 touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. Nuts. And the week before that, it was Coleman.
Oh yeah,
Who went
it was
off for like
Moser.
180 and had 3 touchdowns. It's nuts. Their rush game is nuts. The Chiefs' throwing game is nuts. It's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be an offensive game, but for the most part, I don't know. Whoever gets the first stop, whoever gets the first turnover, I think is gonna win that game.
I think it's going to be a great game. It's definitely going to be one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in a while because we've had some pretty weak Super Bowls recently.
No, I mean I think it was just the Pats Rams. I think the Eagles won not just because we won, but it was an entertaining Super Bowl. It was high scoring. There was combined 1,000 yards. Was it Brady threw 500 yards that game?
Well, that was a game that was down to the wire. That was definitely one of the best Super Bowls. Well, obviously, as an Eagles fan.
And then the one before
best.
that, the 28-3 comeback was really good.
Yeah.
That was just entertaining to watch. I don't like the Pats, but that was a great game to watch.
Hate the Pats, but.
And then going into more football, the Giants coaching staff: Joe Judge, Jason Garrett, Freddie Kitchens.
I mean, that team needed a revamp.
No, they still need a revamp.
Agreed, but
The 3 coaches that they hired. Oh my gosh.
that team needed change, needed diversity. Because they've been so bad.
They're still gonna be bad.
All right, but they're going to be better.
No, they're not.
They're going to be better.
Dude, they're coaches. The Pats wide receiver coach, Joe Judge. The wide receivers for the Pats were the worst this year. They had Freddie Kitchens, who was the Browns head coach, got
All right,
fired
but-
after his first year. And they got Jason Garrett, the Cowboys head coach, who had them for like, I don't know how many seasons, only went to the playoffs twice.
All right, but let me tell you something. The Pats wide receivers for the past, he was there for a while. And they've always had bad receivers.
It was wide receivers and special teams, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But then their
They've-
special teams wasn't good either.
They've always had bad wide receivers, but they've always made something out of these bad wide receivers. That's why I think he'll thrive there. I think he would thrive anywhere, really, because the Pats have always they've always had okay wide receivers that look like gods. That could be because of Tom Brady. I think some respect should be
Speaking
put
of Tom
on
Brady,
his name.
where do you think he's gonna stay with the Pats?
Yeah, I think he's gonna play one more season. Then retire.
I don't know. Because he can make a lot of money by another team. The
He's-
Raiders are going to try and push for him, and the Buccaneers are apparently trying to go for him, too.
He said that he was open to going to a different team.
Yeah, so if I'm the Pats, I'd try and chuck as much cash at him. Because what he's done, bringing 6 championships to the amount of championships, what was it? There was 2 dynasties. There was a dynasty, and then they lost to the... who'd they lose to? They lost to the Giants, and then there was another dynasty. They
Lost to the Eagles.
Lost to the Eagles. But then they won another Super Bowl after that. It's nuts.
I think if I'm the Pats, and if I'm Tom Brady, I'm staying at the Pats because that's
They also
where I've
could
been my whole career.
They also might do a sign and trade with the Chargers because Phillip Rivers is gone. And
Phillip Rivers is so bad. And I used to be a huge Chargers fan because I loved LT.
LT is a beast.
And Phillip Rivers was always...
I watched The Football Life of Landanian Tomlinson. That's a good watch. You guys got to watch that. The NFL Football Life. Those documentaries are amazing. And then another QB that might go somewhere is Drew Brees. He might retire. He's debating it.
I did not know about that.
I mean, I still think he's got it, but I don't know.
Again, if I'm Drew Brees, a guy that's been on one team my whole career, I'm either retiring or going one more year with the team, 1 or 2 more years with the
And
team.
I do have insider information because my mom is a preschool teacher at this school, and Joe Flacco was there. So she was telling me, oh yeah, Joe Flacco might be the backup of the Eagles next year. I mean, I still like Nate Studfield. Not Studfield, Studfield. Nate Studfield. And, he could be.
That'd be interesting.
Joe Flacco,
I'd be down for that.
6'5", overthrown receivers. Underthrown receivers now.
NJ Bourne.
Audubon.
Paul the sixth area.
Audubon.
Somewhat.
Did you win a national championship? or not national championship, state championship. I don't know if he
Yeah.
did he?
I think so.
I know his jersey's everywhere. And that's it on football. And then we're going to talk about Kobe Bryant. R.I.P. him and his daughter and the several others in the helicopter accident. You know, it's hard to talk about because he's one of the greatest players of all time. He's one of the greatest athletes of all time, one of the greatest competitors of all time. And to see him go like that is awful, especially with his daughter on his way to her game. And I don't like getting serious on this show, but I loved watching him growing up, you know, from the 2000s to the 2010s. He was the guy, no matter what.
As someone that played basketball my entire life, everyone on the court wanted to be Kobe. Everyone shouted out Kobe at some point in a game. It's just like everyone wanted to be Kobe. Everyone looked up to Kobe. And he was really like the king of the 2000s to 2010s.
I mean, he had, was it like 3 championships during that? He had the 99, 98, 99, 2000.
But I think even if you didn't play basketball, this passing affected you because
he was such an influential person.
Yeah, people all around the world loved Kobe. From different countries that basketball really isn't that popular, they idolized him. And it's just tragic, and especially because he was about to get started on his second half of his life. And to lose his daughter too, tragic.
And then a lot of players, obviously, that night had to play knowing that, and they were all his friends, like Trae Young and Devin Booker. And they each took 24 shots, and they combined for 81. And it was like a week after he scored 81 on Jalen Rose.
Mark Cuban, owner of the Mavs, said no one will ever wear 24 for the Dallas Mavericks ever.
And a lot of players are starting to switch their jerseys.
Players are switching their jerseys. I know off the top of my head, Quinn Cook was number 2. He switched to 28 because the 2 for Gianna and the 8 for Kobe matched them together.
And Spencer Dinwiddie changing his number from 8 to 28 or 26.
A lot of players are switching from 8, switching from 24, which I think is a very high-class move. If I was 24 or 8 and I was in the NBA, I would definitely switch. I honestly think a lot of people are liking this move from Quinn Cook, but I personally think that should just be reserved.
Yeah.
And he should just stay 2 or go any other number.
Yeah. But it's just hard. Then Joel played. He was wearing 24 the whole game. Scored
Dropped
24 points. And then on this, did you hear on his turnaround fader for 24, he yelled Kobe?
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. Sports are great in that way. It just means something's out there, to me.
Sports it's definitely more than just sports. It affects a ton of people in many different ways. Like, I just watched basketball my entire life. It's my favorite sport. I played NBA 2K.
The first 2K I had was 2K10 with Kobe, where he's got his jersey, he's going like this. But, you know, my brain wasn't working when I was 8. So I didn't know who that was at the time. I didn't know how good he was. I didn't know what he put in to get to where he is. And it just stinks. It stinks. I don't know. All right. That's the show.
I think we're going to end on that note.
Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys.